Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, why has Honda never made a V8 engine? Is it because they're boring? Is it because they don't know how? Is it because Ichiro Honda's dad kissed him on the lips growing up? Today we're gonna figure it out. Now, while scouring the internet, I found a very common theme. Everyone is saying that Honda is comprised of the most cautious human beings on earth. People are going so far as to say that if Honda's corporate executives were a mother, they would make their kids wear elbow pads to whack off. A great example of this is Honda being completely terrified of SUVs. All throughout the 90s, everybody was building SUVs left and right. You had the Explorer, the Pathfinder, the 4Runner, all kinds of different SUVs, while Honda kind of just sat back and watched, like, I don't know if I want to dabble in that yet. I don't know. I just don't know what we should do. Maybe we should make another Del Sol. After 10, 15 years of watching SUVs get made, Honda's finally like, okay, fine. Maybe we should build an SUV. So what do? They freaking steal one from Isuzu. What the? Honda, come on. They literally sold more Explorers than condoms on Valentine's Day, and these guys are focused on whether or not they're gonna make an SUV work. So 03 that they decided, all right, maybe we'll give the Pilot a try. Oh look, one of the most successful SUVs ever known. Great example of Honda being a little overly cautious. Another great example is trucks. Nissan, Toyota, Chevy, Dodge, Ford, everybody pumping out trucks left and right. Small trucks, big trucks, doesn't even matter. Honda? Well, maybe we should just, maybe they won't catch on. Maybe it won't be a big thing. Maybe we shouldn't do trucks just yet. Maybe. After a very intense 15 years of very closely watching the market and trying to make sure everything was going to work out, they finally were like, okay, we'll build a truck. Everybody cheers. Everybody's excited. Finally, we're getting the big V8 Honda truck we were looking for. Wrong. They put a truck bed on a Pilot. Yep. They put a truck bed on a Pilot. That was it. Another theory you hear a lot is Honda says V8s won't catch on. They always said V8s would not be a big thing. You know, people used to read books, now they're on their phones. You know, V8s might not be a thing, who knows? Dinosaurs were a thing once. V8s could definitely go extinct. There's no way, no big deal. Well, technically they were right, because it's 2024 and we're running out of V8s. But they missed out on the 30 years worth of V8s. So, a lot of people say Honda did build a V8. Look, they put it in this boat. Check that boat out. Nice. Wrong. That wasn't Honda's engine. Now, yeah, they branded it as a Honda engine and they slapped it in the boat, but it was never built by Honda. Honda had nothing to do with the engineering of this engine. It's just branded as a Honda V8. Honda still refuses to dabble in the V8. So let's put that myth to rest now. Now, what is the real reason? Why is Honda making us sit here and suffer while they refuse to slap two K20s into a V shape? Well, I'll tell you. In the words of a senior Honda Motor Company executive, he says that this auto manufacturer likely will not build a V8 engine unless it can improve the engine's fuel economy and emissions beyond the industry's norms. What they're doing to try to supplement this is they're trying to make a hybrid V6 that will kind of supplement the V8 power and torque, but without really having it. Unfortunately, you can't make sound like sorry. Despite the hundreds of thousands of people begging Honda to give us a V8, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Honda's been staying true to the fact that they're not going to build a V8, and they have for a long time, and at this point, I really can't blame them. The way things are going, everything seems to be moving to V6s and 4-cylinder turbos. Very hard to have a V8 nowadays. With the way emissions are cracking down on everything, there's almost no way to get the fuel efficiency and the gas mileage and everything required by the government to actually put a V8 out on the road. Heck, as of right now, 2024, the Mustang's the only V8 muscle car out of the big three left. I mean, that's crazy. Tell somebody that 5 years ago, they would tell you you're having a fever dream. Anyway, that said, hopefully one day Honda will come to their senses and build us a really beautiful V8 muscle car of their own, something, I don't even care. A luxury Acura, something. Maybe one day, probably not. We'll figure it out. I would like to send a huge shout out to Jalapnik for giving me all the information for this video, along with multiple other sources that have helped me kind of gather all this information to give you guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what video ideas you have in the comments, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah!